Hello, YouTube. Is this, do you feel like it's off a little bit?
Oh. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay. This is my husband, David.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week we're going to be doing a Q&A with the hubby. This is my husband, David. Basically, I asked on Instagram some questions that some of you might be wondering that you want to ask either David or myself. And so I have those questions here on my phone and I'm going to be reading those off. And then we're going to be answering them together or separate depending on who they're for. So let's get into it. First question, how did y'all meet and what was our first date? Or yeah, what was our first date?
Yeah, so we met at Elevate Coffee Company and it was right around like November, December time. And so it was just kind of
2018.
2018, yes. And do you want to tell them our first date?
Yes. So our official first date was at a brewing company. Was at a brewing company. I'm not sure what it's called. Hilton's Brewing Company. But we were gonna go somewhere else.
We were gonna go to the Arrogant Butcher.
Arrogant Butcher,
Yeah.
but it was way too busy for us to go there.
So then we went to, we were just like, okay, let's just get something really easy.
Well, you
and
chose
like,
it.
yeah. And so I was like, how about we go to just Hilton? Like it's close by your apartment, like, and yeah. And so we went there and we were there for 4 hours, 3.5.
Yeah, so basically David had got there before I did. He like put his card on tab and we like decided on where we wanted to sit. But it was really nice because we got to sit inside and just have conversation and get to know each other. And yeah, we were there for like 4 hours. Just like talking. I feel like it was like 3 hours inside talking and then we went outside to play some just like games and stuff.
Ring toss game.
Ring toss and things like that. So it was very relaxed. It was not busy at all. So it just felt very, very chill.
There was definitely some memorable moments though.
Okay, so what are your favorite date ideas?
I think some that we really like is, I mean, obviously going out to eat is always fun, but I always try and do something special. Like I think like going to like science, like a museum is something you really love. Like to me, I try and find something that she really loves to do. Like go to museums or like art exhibits, like fun things like that, that it's just different and unique. And then, but it's also just wonderful just, you know, cooking for you at home or something or like,
yeah, there was a lot of times that David would come over to my apartment and he would like cook me grilled cheeses or bring me food or something like that. And we would just like hang out and talk and eat and stuff like that. But I think it's kind of hard because we do like to go to the movies. And even when we were dating, like we liked going to the movies, we liked going out to eat, but like I think for both of us, we do like to do things that where we get to connect on a certain level and not just like watch the screen or, you know, just kind of eat and go. And so I feel like we do like to do things that we get to like conversate more and talk and get to know new things about each other and try new stuff together. I'm trying to think what's been like my favorite.
Yeah, what's been your favorite
That was
date?
like the question was like, what's been your favorite? I would say it's a little bit more fancier, but we went to Tapatio Cliffs.
Yeah.
But what's the place called?
Different Point of View.
Oh yeah, it's called Different Point of View, and it's on top of Tapatio Cliffs. It's on top of Tapatio Cliffs here in Phoenix, and it's basically like you're on top of a mountain having like dinner, and then there's also indoor, and then you can also go outdoors. And so that we went there a couple times, and it's just really beautiful at night. You can see all the stars, and you can like overlook the city. And yeah, I think that was more of a unique experience. I really liked that.
I really like their first level allows you to just get like hors d'oeuvres and drinks and stuff, and it's just really romantic. So
yeah, it was really nice. Okay. Okay, is there anything better and or worse than expected as newlyweds?
I mean, I think everything feels better. Like, I think what's probably unexpected is just how easy and wonderful our first year has been so far, like our first 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think just, you know, with our house, like, our work situation, like, it's really felt like a, you know, 4 or 5 month honeymoon. You know, getting to work from home, and now that we are back, you know, on campus more, it's less so, but it's still just wonderful. Mm-hmm. I think probably the biggest, like, unexpected thing for me is how clean we keep our house.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just definitely been interesting. So we were like dating for a year, so from December 2018 until December 2019, so it was almost 1 year, and then from that point it kind of led into 2020, and so I started, you know, thinking and planning, you know, rest of December, January, February, and then that's kind of when coronavirus started to come into the picture. So I think that it did kind of change, I think, like, preparation for us getting married. But I think that everything worked out the way it was supposed to, and I still think, you know, we've had a really amazing start. Kind of like David's saying, we've been able to work from home for so long, and now we're going, we both work for university, and so now we're going in a few days a week. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's still very manageable. We get to spend a lot of time together, and so that's been really great. Yeah, I just think it's been really exciting. It's been really fun. This guy really makes it easy. Yeah, he just makes everything fun and encourages me, helps me keep accountable to all of, like, the goals that I set for myself and goals that we have for each other. So yeah, it's been really great. Next question. Tips and input on budgeting as newlyweds. Were we ever not on the same page, like, as far as money goes?
Yeah, there was I mean, it was a quick, you know, maybe 3 weeks of us being married, and then we had the talk of, like, okay, what's the budget? And
I don't know that you're saying that right. Okay, we did not combine, like, our bank accounts and things like that right away. Mm-hmm. So we more recently, I would say in the last month of marriage, we combined our bank accounts because that's just, like, what needed to happen. But I would say leading up, so, like, when we were dating, we were definitely asking kind of all those hard questions of, like, how do you view money? Like, do you handle it well? You know, kind of all of those things. And I feel like for the most part, we were both living within our means. And it was more about us trying to strategize as we, like, started to get closer to being married, and we did kind of sit down and start thinking about, okay, so, like, where are you at? Where am I at? And what is this gonna look like? You know, we're gonna combine bank accounts. And so starting to, like, talk about those things and strategize that stuff, like, leading up to us being married and moving into our house and things like that. I feel like for the most part, we've always been on the same page.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, super thankful for that, because I know that can be, like, a sore spot for a lot of people. It's like trial and error too. So we, like, set some goals, and then we're like, oh, that's not really working for us. And then we recently sat down and, like, re-budgeted everything. Mm-hmm. And we set some more financial goals now that we're in a, like, steady routine, and we have, like, steady income, and we know exactly what we're bringing in and things like that. So
yeah, I think probably some of the key things would be, like, having a budget, and then also having a limit. Like, one thing that we set early on, that, like, 3 week thing, was we set, like, okay, if we purchase anything above this limit, let's consult each other.
Yeah.
So, like, if it's above $100, let each other know.
Yeah.
And then we can then discuss it and move forward with it.
All right, next question. If you could travel to anywhere in the world right now, where would you go?
Hey, go ahead.
Where would I go? I have told David I've really been wanting to go to London, also Ireland, because it's just, like, so just green there, and it just seems very relaxing. And I feel like for me, relaxing is kind of like that, like, melancholy, like, moody feel. Like, I like that sort of vibe to, like, relax. I think to start would be London. I've always wanted to go there, or at least somewhere like in the UK area. And I, like, follow, like, a lot of YouTubers that live in the UK, and I just, like, love their lifestyle, love the accent. It's great.
Great. I think I would really enjoy, one place I really want to go right now is, like, France. like, I think just Europe in general, like being able to, you know, take a train through Italy would just be like so phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, but international travel is so hard right now, so.
Okay, next question is...
Yeah.
When will those babies be coming?
Who asked that?
You know who you are. I don't want to put you on blast, but you know who you are. I mean, I've been asked this question like in seriousness like a few times. Like maybe like 3 or 4 people have asked me like if we're having kids soon, when we plan to have kids, things like that. And I don't mind the question. Like I think it's like a natural question to ask. But yeah, I think we've only been married not even 6 months. It's like gonna be 6 months, November 2nd. And I think we've talked about at least waiting a few years before we have kids. So anywhere from like 2 to 3 years. Yeah.
We just want to spend time together, travel, do things that, you know, it'd be more difficult to do with a kid.
Yeah, so. Or even like having a pet would be difficult. Like we don't have any pets right now. And I think even if we did, it would just be difficult to go to work and do all these things. And I think we're still getting used to like what are our routines, how do we live together, and like, you know, what habits do we have, what things do we want to get done, and things like that. So I think right now we're just trying to figure out how to take care of ourselves and like just be the best we can be. And yeah, I think that I don't know that we're on the same page as far as how many kids that we want to have. Okay, before
3 to 7.
Okay, before this
3
guy,
to 7.
Yeah, he was saying 7 kids. I'm like, I have to carry the children unless we adopt. Which that could happen down the line, but yeah, it's really like whatever. No, it's whatever God's will is, and whatever is supposed to happen. I'm leaning more towards 1 or 2. Yeah, David wants 3 to 7 apparently.
Yeah, I'd be happy with 3.
Yeah, I grew up in a household with 4 siblings. Including myself. So there was like 4 of us, and I really loved it. It was just always, there was always something going on. I could always talk to somebody, all of those things. I just think like financially and like emotionally being able to like be present for like kids and also your spouse and work and whatever else you're doing. I don't want to like overcommit myself. I don't know.
I grew up with 3. It was me, my brother, and my sister. And it just felt like a great balance. Like it really did.
Yeah. Yep. Your family's awesome. The last question from Instagram, and then we have a question for each other. But the last question from Instagram is, how is personal training going? So David's sister actually just started her own personal training business. And so I'm one of her first clients. I want to say she has like 4 now, maybe 4 or 5. And so yeah, so I've just started that as of last week. And then there's also like a meal plan that goes along with that. I'm training on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. And then starting in November, and I think forevermore, it will be Mondays and Tuesdays. So that's what I'm doing right now. I would say for my first session happening last week, it was definitely difficult. I made it through the workout, but I think I did great. And she even said I did really good. It was just like, I came home and I was like, oh, my legs are like starting to really tense up. And so I was trying to stretch, and we have like a full flight of stairs. And it was very difficult to walk up the stairs. So basically it took me like 3 days to recover. And I had to buy like a roller off Amazon and like roll myself out. He was helping me, and it was a whole thing. But I think I'm getting better now at that. And I definitely want to do a video like kind of all about like health and fitness and kind of things that I'm doing now to kind of get on that track. Like previously I mentioned like intermittent fasting and things like that, and I can kind of touch on that in that video. But everything's been going really good so far, and I am gonna be training tomorrow, so it'll be awesome. Heck yeah. What's your question for me?
Okay, let's see. The question I have for you is, what got you into museums?
Okay, what got me into museums? Like growing up, I liked to like hang out by myself, and I would just kind of keep myself busy. I would say that I was like pretty artistic. I had like girl Legos. I don't know, they were like pink, purple, blue. Oh, cool. So I feel like I just always had to like entertain myself and just spend time alone. And I also like really enjoyed like looking at paintings and just like thinking about a painting and like thinking like I was also a big reader. And yeah, so I feel like museums were that perfect place where it's just quiet and you can be by yourself. You can just do your own thing, keep to yourself, but still like enjoy the art and just think about it, think about what it means to you, stuff like that.
For me, it was like my mom would often take us to like museums as kids, like the Phoenix Science Museum and like the Modern Art Museum and things like that, and you know, Natural History Museum. And then like when we would go on trips to different like states and stuff, like we'd oftentimes like go to like different museums, and it was just always a fun like family experience.
Yeah,
we got to do together. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
I love that. Whoa,
yeah,
whoa, whoa.
Go for it.
I have a few different ones.
Few? You get one. You get one.
You could do it. Guys, I have like 7 questions. I need to like put it down to 1.
Yeah.
Hang in there, babe. I'm almost done.
You're fine.
Alright. If you could relive a year in your life, what age would you choose?
I think probably, my first year in California. So like, I think it was probably when I was like 23. And I just started living in California, like interning at Rock Harbor Church and like working for Apple. And like, I got a scooter, like met some really incredible people and friends that are still, like, you know, I love to this day. And so it was just a really, you know, spectacular year for me of being close to Disneyland, like having new friends, getting to do a lot of stuff and you know, really just enjoy California. What about you?
I think for me, I'm kind of torn because there's always those like times that you reflect back to and you're like, if I only knew what I knew now, like, you know, and I feel like for me, that was kind of like my early college years. I like attended a local community college and then I transferred to a university. But I think during those 2 years at a community college, I just like, I kind of in a way wish I would have just took advantage of like, just like a chill and relax, just like living at home, working and going to school, and maybe like took more advantage of like my community college experience. How old was I? I was probably like 19 and 20. And which like sounds a while ago, but I guess isn't that long ago. I'm 25 now. But I also think my first year working in admissions, so my job now is within a college, like I work for one of the colleges, but I worked in admissions, so just like a different department, and I basically just traveled to all these different states. And I think that was just like such a fun and free time. Like I would be home for a couple weeks and then I'd be gone for a week, gone for 2 weeks, and I would get to just travel by myself. And some of this was like before I met David, but I just got to go to like Tennessee and the whole like northeast and
New York and
just like all these places, North Dakota, Alabama, West Virginia. Like I've been to so many places, and it was just really fun getting like, that was my job. Like I got to do that. And I love what I do now. I just think that was just like a really fun time in my life. So I'm really thankful for those times, but yeah.
Yeah.
Those were all of the questions that you guys submitted on Instagram. If you are not following me there, be sure that you are following me. I will leave my Instagram handle down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to everyone that did submit questions. Feel free to leave a comment down below with any other questions that you guys might have or any other video requests. And then make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to my channel. Alright, thanks guys so much. Hope you're having a really awesome week. Love you. Bye. This week we're gonna be doing a questions.
Cheers. You're gonna have to move that. You're gonna have to do something about that knee.
Yep.